Prior to the closing of the polls, a team of bipartisan election inspectors will attempt to vote any unscanned ballots. Any ballots that will not scan are then returned to the emergency slot to be processed after polls close. If the ballot does not scan, you will then place it into the emergency slot on the front of the machine.
Election day is coming to a close. We've had a very successful day. We've had voters come through and voted with no problems on the machine. We've had an occasional voter come through that overmarked their ballot or had a different problem with their ballot and their ballots ended up voided. We've had to file some ballots that were affidavit. We've also had to file some ballots that were absentee. So what we did during the day was we followed our procedures and put them all in the proper bags. So now what we're going to be doing is talking about closing the machine down. But we're not starting to close the machine down at 9 o'clock at night. We're going to start closing this machine down at 1, 2, 3, or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Sometime during the day where you have a lull. Your election inspectors will work with the poll site coordinator and review all the procedures necessary for successfully shutting down the machine at the end of the night. And again, we're going to ask you to please review this step-by-step procedure on how to shut it down. It takes you through the entire process, one step at a time. Also in the front of this folder is a simplified version, 5 or 6 quick steps on shutting down. But if you have any problems, you can always refer back to this one. Your poll site coordinator will work with you on getting all your seals ready that you're going to need for the end of the day. Your poll site coordinator will work with you about filling out the reports on the table. They'll talk to you about the unscanned ballot report, the transmittal report, the ballot collection report, and they'll review all the steps necessary to have a successful closing. About 10 minutes prior to closing, your poll site coordinator will announce to the general public who's in attendance if you would like a copy of the results and you are here representing a major party, we'll be glad to print you a copy. Now that it's 9 o'clock, and the very last voter in line has voted, we're going to start shutting down the machine. We're going to complete a process that's called Gone in 5. And during this process, we're going to take all the results from this machine, put them in our blue speed bag, give the results to a runner who will be coming to us from Mayville that will collect the bags and return them to Mayville. And we're going to do this all in 5 minutes or less. Very simple, and we're going to show you how to do it. But please, don't put added pressure on yourself and try to rush through the process. Follow each step, and you'll have ample time in completing what's necessary to get done in 5, complete and out the door. So, everybody has voted. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to take our I button, and we're going to touch the security key. And on the administrative menu on the LCD screen, we're going to touch Close Poll. And the unit's going to ask, are you sure that you want to close? And yes, I am. Now the unit will automatically start printing a result tape for you. While that tape is printing, because it's a pretty lengthy process, we're going to ask you to take your scissors and to cut open the seal on the side door and to put this seal inside of the red key bag, exactly where we put all of the other seals that we've had to break during the course of the day. Now remember, the red key bag has your zero report from the morning, and anytime you had to break a seal, we put it in here. During the day when you got your seals ready, you completed your seal report, which is in the raspberry, so you're ready to go. And you're going to be out of here in 3 minutes, not 5. The longest process of this entire procedure is for this tape to print. Once the tape has completed printing, you're going to want to remove the tape, and the same 2 inspectors that signed the zero report in the morning are going to want to sign this report. And we're going to ask you to sign it and to print your names on the bottom, just like you did in the morning. Once you've done that, we're going to ask that you take the tape and put it inside your blue speed bag. Now, today there's nobody here requesting a copy of the results, so we're just going to say no. No more copies needed. If it doesn't work the first time, try it again. And now your administrative menu comes up again, and now you want to power down just by simply touching power down. And you want to watch to make sure that this LCD screen goes black and your lights on the side of the machine go black. The machine's asking, are you sure you want to shut down? Yes, I am. So now it's starting to power down. We can't go any farther with the process of removing the data card until all the power is completely off on this machine. Now that we have cut the seal on the side door, we're going to take our key, open this latch, and open the door. You'll know when the power starts to go down on this because you'll hear silence. And as I said before, the LCD screen goes black and your lights are no longer blinking on the side. You simply want to touch the bottom button on the battery and wait for about 2-3 minutes until your indicator lights on the front of the machine have stopped blinking. Once this happens, you're going to want to take your scissors, remove the seal from the poll worker card door, put that in the red key bag, open this door, touch this button right here, and pop your card out. Place the card inside your blue speed bag. Now you have your hard copy tape, you have your data card, zip it closed, lock it, take your seal that you have ready, seal it, and hand it to the runner. The runner who has come from Mayville will hand you a piece of paper identifying themselves with their name. The poll site coordinator will sign that piece of paper, put that paper in this front pouch, and the results are on their way to Mayville. At the end of the day, when the polls are closed, the election inspectors will complete the ballot transmittal report. At this point, they will tabulate the number of ballots that have not been used. They will fill out the transmittal report looking at the last number used and looking at the next starting number available. Then they will count the total number of ballots left. They'll also record the number of affidavit ballots, void ballots. They'll also record the number of Spanish ballots left, as well as the blank BMD ballots. Once they have completed their tabulations, they will both sign the report, and then they will give the report back to the poll site coordinator so the raspberry can be returned back to Mayville in the black ballot bag. The ballots are taken to the machine where they are transported back, locked up inside the machine.